we are really excited to be here today. Donna is setting a few things up on the back end because, as some of you know, this is being streamed out all over the place. I don't even know how many platforms. I don't know if it's 10 or 20, but it is a whole boatload of platforms. So if you see Donna, doing all her magic stuff there, that is what's going on. So she's setting the StreamYard link out to go out to, goes out to the Facebook and the Instagrams and LinkedIn's and the Twitches and all that kind of stuff. And I met for the first time today. I'm really excited. Alyssa, she's known Michael and Bill. I know a lot of people here know Michael Silvers and Bill Walsh. She's known them for way longer than I have. So I'm really excited to be here and have Alyssa as our co-host here. So Alyssa, say hello, and I think a lot of people in this group might not know who you are. So just give us a little bit of background.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to see everybody. I have known Bill for 16 years and Michael for about 6. And so, yeah, we have a huge history. Bill came into my husband and my life through like a local network thing that we got invited to in the Olympia, Washington area. And David and I have bought every single course that Bill has ever done, and some of them twice. So yeah, I love Bill, love his team. And then of course, I got to meet Michael through the process of having a relationship with Bill. My husband and I, we own 6 businesses, and one of them is a brick and mortar. It's Black Hills Gymnastics. It'll be celebrating its 27th year in business, February 14th of this next year. And then all the others we started after meeting Bill. He taught us how to diversify and create, businesses that have passive and residual income streams. We also created a course after meeting Bill and a couple of his programs that we took, and it developed into what's called the Ultimate Achievers Alliance, which is really the passion project of David and mine. Part of our story, though, I'm going to share and get real raw and real with you guys. David and I traveled the world, and COVID hit, and our trip around the world got canceled because of COVID, as many of you guys, I'm sure, had stuff happen to you during that time. We rescheduled it, not to a trip around the world, but a trip of European, like a 12-day cruise, Scotland, Ireland, the whole thing. And unfortunately, my husband passed away. He had a stroke during the time. So sorry to get emotional. So he passed away September 1st. And so prior to that, we had reconnected with Michael and Bill and put together, a strategy of how we were going to reinvent Ultimate Achievers Alliance and just bring it to the masses instead of very small and intimate, which is current form. So
recording in progress.
So yeah, that's a little bit about me. We basically teach people how to reverse engineer their goals 90 days at a time. We take them away to beautiful places in the world where they may not, take the time to go themselves. So it's kind of forced to be like in Belize or the Caribbean. And you just look at your life, you set up, your mission statement, you review it every 90 days, review your core values, and just make sure you're aligned with living in your true passion and who you are. And really, what is your point? What's your point on this earth? So Dave and I created that together, and now I'll be moving on with that, helping to just keep his legacy going. So,
well, no doubt his angel is still shining and helping you with that. And thank you for sharing that. Really, thank you. And those of you that have just joined us, welcome to Speakers Theater. But Alyssa, I want to say thank you for sharing that. And no sorries for getting emotional. We have we're going to go to breakout rooms in a little bit. And Donna will when she's got everything set up there, she'll take things over. But we got to stop apologizing for our emotions because we've had a couple years, right? Now, some people just had great years. Well, show that emotion. That's great. And if things have been difficult, hey, let's learn to own our emotions. We don't have to hide them anymore. And there's so much, everyone wants freedom, right? We want our money because we want freedom, and that's true. But owning your emotions is a piece of that freedom, because I spent 20 years in Hollywood, and I spent a lot of time with a lot of rich, miserable people. And, there were some happy, rich people too. But there is so many people who had all the paper success in the world, but they weren't willing to meet the other parts of themselves. It was only the parts that they were showing externally. So the more we can open up and own who we are, and hey,
Absolutely.
this thing happened to me. So, all right, I'm going to turn this over. See, Donna, I see you mute. You have two things, and I forget that your other one. I'm looking at you muted and think you still need me to keep talking.
I'm still here. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome to Speakers Theater, and we are being co-hosted alongside a little bit with Jonathan. We have Alyssa. We have Michael Silvers, who's going to be jumping on here in just a second. But why you guys see me on two different screens? One, I do have a camera off on another because in order for me to live broadcast all of this onto like 12 different channels, I have to run two screens, and you guys don't want to see like the side of me. So I keep my one camera off because I run volume through, and then we live broadcast it to everyone. So if you are in a place where you can have your screen on, turn on your screen because we want to see you, because the world wants to see you. And if you are out there in our stream here on all of our different channels, I see how many are on here for each of the different pages I have running and going through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through YouTube, and through Twitch. So welcome, join us. And if you want to get onto the live Zoom so you can be part of the networking, part of the breakout rooms, just go to powerteamusazoom.com, join the active Zoom, meet some great, amazing people. And then as we get rolling, after all of that, we're going to come back. We're going to share our 30, 60-second pitch. You're going to be able to put your information into the comment section. So when you do that, please first keep the chat clean and clear for the speakers. But when you add your information, it's very important to know that you put your name in the chat. You put your contact info in the chat and what you are about, because what you guys don't see here is I am copying and pasting each and every comment over onto the live streams and sharing it for the people that are out watching. And we have speakers, we have podcasters, we have promoters that are out on these live channels. And if you don't put your name in there, they don't know how to get in touch with you. And then after that, we have a few speakers. So first, we're going to get going and we're going to kick it off here. And as we are letting more and more people in that are jumping in, so thank you for joining us. I have my distinct pleasure to introduce to you our main MC for today. He has been speaking all around the world with people such as Les Brown and Robert Kiyosaki, and I've learned a best-kept secret. If he wasn't on stage speaking with him, he probably knows him and put him on stage. He was the head of the different coaching divisions for other main people. He's the VP of Power Team. And so without further ado, let's just give a huge round of applause here for Michael Silvers.
All right, everybody, give it up for Donna and Jonathan. And so thank you so much. Give them a big round of applause for being on. It's great to have you all on today. We're going to move pretty quick. We move quick here. So what's going to happen is just remember that you want to be on these every Thursday because we're moving to live broadcast. And what we're doing is we're testing some formats as we do this for the next couple of months. We're looking for the people that are on every single time. And those are the ones that are going to play with us as we go live. We do go out to 9 channels. So when it comes to shameless promotion time, make sure that you type your stuff in. But I'm telling you something right now. If I don't see cameras on, I'm not going to put you up for the shameless promotion part. Cameras on mean that you're engaged with us and not playing and doing something else. And that's great. But that shameless promotion piece that goes out to 9 channels, that's camera on. The other thing, too, is we're about to move into a mastermind. A mastermind? A what? What do I do? And in Shameless Promotion 2, we're also going to launch and talk about, we have about 300 stages a year, 200 hours of virtual. We have some big events coming up. We did stadium shows at the beginning of this year. And what we want is, obviously, if any of you are speakers, trainers, authors, anybody in that realm, entrepreneurs, you'll let us know and you'll get to meet us over time. The other thing too is one of our speakers, who is also a platinum partner with Tony Robbins, is he has a course this weekend, and we've actually had him gift everybody who's on this call. So he's going to do that link in a little later. So you've got to stay on for that. He's going to gift you the 3-day. It's virtual, and so we want all of you to have that. But you got to be on the call. We'll do that at about right up at about 1 o'clock. So. The other thing, too, is this first part, you need those cameras on. I see a lot of cameras off. Let me tell you, I'm on a lot of Zoom calls. We do about, 200 a year. And I look for the people because I'll always remember your face when you come to an event, when you get out there, whatever business you're in does not matter. I've seen over 1 million businesses, been in front of about 4 million participants. That's from business owners to speakers, trainers, authors, whatever it is. Helped take Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki around the world. We did the international section. That was really freaking awesome. My business partner is Tony Robbins VP for 18 years. So we're well entrenched in business communities. We're good friends. Obviously, is Keith Cunningham. That's Rich Dad from Rich Dad. And I can go on and on and on. So with that, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. The other thing, too, that's really exciting is we're just continue to let more people in, is that I want all of you, we have a gift. A gift is called a free book. A gift is to really show you also what we do and how we do it right before we move into the mastermind. So pull out your phones. This is permission time. You actually have permission. Pull out your phones. And what you're going to do with your phones out is you're going to text the word WIN. Text the word WIN to 26786. You are about to get one of the best books on the planet by Mr. Bill Walsh, my mentor. It's also going to give you a lot of information about what we do over at Power Team. But text the word WIN. You see it in the chat right there. Free gifts, right? I love it. Donna's like, free gifts. We love free gifts. So text the word WIN to 26786. All right, you guys are awesome. Here we go. Rock and roll time. So we're going to move into, this is the time that we move into, just make sure everybody's listed. There we go. We're going to move into the mastermind section. The mastermind section goes pretty quick. What's going to happen is, write this down. Everybody who's in there, you're going to be in 2 big rooms. If you're in a room where there's nobody else in the room live, they haven't turned their camera on, they're not speaking, just come back to the main room. We'll move you back into the other mastermind. Doesn't matter how many people are in there. Everybody gets 30 seconds. You get to say who I am. My name is Michael Silvers. You get to say what company you work for, and quickly what you do. And then go ahead and what's your biggest business. We'll do business challenge today. We rotate it every week. Today we'll do business challenge. Then what happens after everybody goes is, and if you get somebody to come into the group late, please train them and teach them what they need to say. It's easy to just let them go after you. So cameras on, everybody. We're about to go into a live mastermind, and we're going to go to shameless promotion afterwards, where you get to tell your business out to 9 channels. And then we're going to have a little bit of training, 10 minutes each. And our fierce one up will be C. Savan. That will be very exciting. So we're going to, again, move into this mastermind. What you do at that point is, after you found out what all the challenges are, as a team and as a group, pick the challenge that makes sense for all of you to address, and you work on that for the next 5 to 8 minutes. Once that one's been addressed, then you pick the next business challenge from the team and the group. You'll have approximately 20 minutes to do that. The whole exercise will go about 25 minutes. And we'd love to see you all back when we come back, because it's shameless promotion. If you can't turn your camera on for any reason, make sure your mic goes off. I've set it where you can't turn your mics on right now. I'll actually re-switch that as we speak, and then you're going to be able to do that in the group. So I'm setting up the breakout rooms. Don't worry, the breakout rooms go really well. We know people who want to be part of this. We know people who are on live, and it's really exciting to have all of you here as we do that. We've got a great team. If we'll be in the main room still, if you have any questions. And let me just reset this. Co-hosts are going to stay with me for the moment. 2 breakout rooms, create. And if you've never set up breakout rooms, it's very simple. But what I like to do is I only give them 10 seconds to come back. I push people into the room so they don't have to do it themselves. You can always add a room if you need. You can always recreate. So if you're in your main room and there's not a lot of live people in there, just come back and we'll shove you all into one big room. It does not matter. This is a mastermind. This is a group of individuals working together to create something out of nothing. Then we move into shameless promotion, and then we'll teach you more from there. We'll also talk more about the stages and everything that we have live. If somebody comes on live, treat them as a host and really well. Here we go, everybody. Have a great time. Put your hands up. Say, I will. Enjoy myself. Awesome. You guys rock.
All right, have fun in those breakout rooms. And while you guys are all going into them to mastermind, work on things, a few of us are staying back here for the live streamers who are watching and sharing. So it is my pleasure that I have Jonathan, I have Alyssa here with me. And Alyssa, I know you shared a little bit about some things in the very beginning. So why don't you just do your 30-second promotion of who you are, what you are all about for you, and share your 30 to 60 seconds. And you are muted.
There I am. All right. Hey. All right. So David and I we have set up 6 different businesses that actually serve the masses. So that's pretty much what we do. We just help people live in their passion and, just live in their passion. So the different businesses that I have all set up those things. So because everybody's a little bit different. So yeah.
Okay. So when you talk about living in your passion, what does that mean for you, and tell us each of your different businesses and how they fulfill that?
Yeah. Well, for me personally, David and I, we set up our life and really have lived it in the last 5 years to be able to travel anywhere, go anywhere, be with the people that we choose to be with, and serve people along the way. So, whether it's that, bringing people along with us traveling and helping inspire them to, if traveling's on their list of how they want to be. Also, just my passion has definitely always been coaching. I've coached all my entire life. I own a brick and mortar business called Black Hills Gymnastics. So we took me out of coaching when we got married, because the coaching life is not for everyone. As far as being married to a person that's not in the gym, it's a hard life. Learned that the hard way with my first marriage. So yeah, we took me out of coaching. We created a bunch of different, streams of income so that we could not really worry about money and just serve people. And we learned that from Bill. Bill is actually our first mentor that taught us how to, and not all of them were home runs, guys. There were a bunch of fails, but the failing turned into failing forward, and they were the learns. So, a few of the businesses I would love to highlight for today. There's a lot to go over, so I don't want to hog the time, but my brick and mortar business, Black Hills Gymnastics, David and I created a leadership factory system that we've actually provided for other businesses. And basically that's what made us skyrocket our business into a 1%er as far as gymnastic studios go, because we created, just a place where the directors were all not just held accountable, but we helped them build who they were outside of what they brought to the gym. So we created a system for that. And then secondly, we have Ultimate Achievers Alliance. This is our passion project where we help people set up their vision and mission statements, really get clarity on their core values, and then reverse engineer goals backed in with action steps per calendar blocking out whatever their goals are over the long term. So most goal-centric programs, they teach you okay, here's the end result, backing out action steps, but we actually work with the people on the daily, how it flowed in your calendar. Did it work? Did it not? There's so many tools and ways that you can, live true in integrity daily within your calendar without being locked into your calendar. But most people put it in the calendar, but then actually don't do the action. So our program helps with that. Just what's getting in the way of you not taking action, because a lot of times it's the programming that has happened along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. With that, and you said one of the key words, and that was about serving. And so one of the things that we do here through Speakers Theater with our sponsors, Power Team International, and of course the Mentor Studio, both of them are all about serving and being in service, and that's why we bring Speakers Theater to everyone, not just here on the Zoom, but also live broadcast to all of our viewers out here. So if you're out there, share a comment, let us know, because I'll highlight that and share it within the group and let everyone else know that you are there. But for you, Alyssa, what would be 3 great tips of how to provide excellent service that you've learned from our sponsors with the people that you've been connected with?
So when you say sponsors, you mean here in Speakers Theater?
Yes, because it's Power Team and Mentor Studio. It's all about being a service.
Yep. So, I definitely would highlight, Bill. That's number one. David and I just started coming back to Power Team, so I actually don't know who's here currently. So obviously Michael Silvers, he would be another one. I'm looking forward to getting to meet everybody, but we left on our trip right when we rejoined. So I honestly can't give I'm not really sure yet, because I haven't been on very many because we were in Europe. and then David passed away. So yeah.
Right, but what are your 3 tips, your 3 best tips on service?
Okay. My personal 3 best tips. Okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry. Okay, so the first one would be honestly like when you're introducing yourself and what you do, to listen instead of waiting for your time to talk. So really listen to them, really hear like what is their purpose, what is their point, what are their needs, and then focus on that. So that'd be like the first tip. Just be a really good listener and ask clarifying questions, because oftentimes people in their messages, they're not clear enough. So if you ask clarifying questions, then you can get to the bottom of how you can serve them better. You know, and a lot of times what David and I did is we were connectors. You know, like if we knew somebody had a need, it's not necessarily that we could fulfill that need, but we knew somebody that actually could help them. So clarifying questions when you're interacting. Number 2, I would say just have an attitude of gratitude. I wake up every day being grateful, even though this part of my journey is probably the most challenging and painful. I still wake up every day grateful to 1, be alive, and to 2, having had 16 years of being with truly what society deems as a soulmate. So being grateful for that I did have that, because a lot of people don't have that in the world. So I would say being grateful. And then 3, I would say level yourself up, always continue to grow so that you can serve others at a higher capacity, because the higher you are in vibration, the more people that you'll be able to serve. So those are my 3 tips off the cuff. There you go.
Perfect. No, those are absolutely amazing. I know for me, I write a lot. I write a lot about the subconscious creation of money, aligning what's in your heart space with what we're thinking. And so one of the articles that I normally share is about the 4 pillars of success, which are virtues, which are like happiness, being of service, gratitude, and kindness. And you hit on a couple of those just by sharing this is what it means to be of service, which is truly amazing and truly phenomenal, because truth is always universal. And so we're always operating from some of those same paradigms. So how has being of service with your 3 tips helped you build your businesses? And
yeah, the law of reciprocity is why. So when you are giving and truly being authentically in your space of where you're at currently, like we're all at different vibrations, we're all at different places and stages of our lives. But if you authentically are doing with the law of reciprocity, where you're giving without having strings attached, I believe that's where the free flow happens. And to be there to show up for somebody else without expectation of having anything in return is probably the most powerful thing that I've ever experienced. And I started at a pretty young age, just because that's kind of like what I'm made of, like naturally, is just give and give. Now there's some problems to that as you're younger and you're giving and not filling your own self, because that's the natural kind of like instincts. But as I got older and I understood how to put my oxygen mask on first so that I could serve others, to the highest ability that I had, I think that energy source is so powerful. And so I would say that, definitely the law of reciprocity.
Okay. And with that law of I'm not gonna be able to say it. Say it for me.
That's okay. Reciprocity.
Thank
Yes.
you, reciprocity. There we go. I can get this today. Oh my goodness. So with that and sharing about that, how you've been of service to help build your business, how do you take those golden nuggets, those 3 tips of being of service, the law of reciprocity, and share it with your clients, with your coaching? How do you transfer that information to them? How do you share it? What do you have them do? Share us what that looks like if we were your client.
Yeah. So I think that the most important part is to really take a deep dive of who you are as a person, because oftentimes people have become what society has noted for them to become, instead of like what their gifts are on this earth. So I would say that's like the first thing. We do that through a process of building their vision statement, their core values.
She'll come back. All right. She dropped off there just for a second. I'm sure she'll be right back on and we'll be finishing the rest of her with it there. So, Jonathan, tell us, how have you been and how has it been for you with Speakers Theater?
Oh my God, it's just such an amazing group of people here. Every time I'm here, I meet someone new. I learn. I mean, even Alyssa, I met her here the first time. She's just such a heart coming from her. I mean, you've been talking to her, right? So that's the amazing thing about this, is this ability to meet new people, to connect with new people, and to learn and grow together.
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. One of the best lessons that I've learned throughout my time with Power Team and with the Mentor Studios, when things seem to go wrong, don't go wrong with them, just keep on going. And so Alyssa, she is back. So let's finish our topic here about
That was so cool. On a note,
coaching.
like that was so cool. I got into this other room and I'm like, "Hi, friends." Okay.
And
It was like
here you are.
a portal. Like I got ported into it. I loved it. It was awesome.
Portal,
Okay. Anyway,
yes.
yes, I'm back. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So yes, finish for what you were talking about how you provide, how, if we were your coaching client, what would it look like and how would you provide service, or how would you help us with our
Yeah. Okay. So I think I was on the core values, building
yes,
the
know
statement. Yeah.
yourself, deep dive.
Yeah, deep dive into who you are, and then every 90 days you continually like massage that out. You know, like a lot of times at first you don't know how to do a vision statement, a mission statement, so that's okay. You're not ready for that, it's fine. You know, so you go to the core values, and then you do a like, how do you see yourself? You know, let's say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, kind of visualize that, and then reverse engineer what is it going to take to do that. I think the piece that separates us from most is that we do a weekly GPS, so a goal progression session with our clients, and then we don't allow them to pivot at all on their goals until 90 days. And I think that's a huge difference, because a lot of times people are like, oh, this isn't working, and then boom, on to something else. Well, if you stick with something for 90 days, you have, I think, a mature look at, okay, this goal maybe isn't residing with me anymore. Maybe I miscalculated when I visualize what that would be. You know, so I know, for instance, I'll give you a small example of me. When I was younger, I wanted to be an Olympian. So I watched Mary Lou on the TV. I was like, I'm going to be an Olympian. But as I moved into that space of becoming an Olympic athlete, I realized, okay, this is really not for me, but man, I'm going to carry over all these things that I learned into coaching an Olympian. And so then that became my next, approach. So I think that you embrace people at 90 days at a time and allow them to then make like a bigger pivot. Not super big, but enough pivot to actually like reassess their goals. That's super important. So I think that's how we help, people stay in that space of being able to live the law of reciprocity, because when you're happy with who you are and authentically living yourself, then you are going to go out of your way to help people. I mean, that's, and I believe that's what we're all put on this earth, is to actually serve others. But you can't serve others if you're not like serving yourself.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. You serve you serve others, but then you get served back in a lot of different ways there.
Yes.
So share with us a little bit about, I know you're newer into the Mentor Studio, learning, even though you've known Michael for a long time. Share with us some of your experiences that you've had so far with the Mentor Studio.
Yeah. Well, I think, you guys have all drawn in some great high vibrational people. And I think that's super important out the gate to even acknowledge and give gratitude to Michael and Bill and, all of you guys that have invited people to come in. Birds of a feather flock together, so to speak. You can tell that, you guys hang out with a positive, very upbeat crowd. So that's one of the first things that I've learned right out the gate that I love also. Being around high vibrational people is so important. And definitely the Mentor Studio is collecting those things. Michael is very, I don't want to say picky is not the right word, but he's just like, not everybody gets to be a part, because that sometimes, it's hard to develop something of this high caliber if you have a bunch of Eeyores in the mix. So that's the first thing that I noticed out of the Mentor Studio.
Right. Totally awesome. And what I'm putting here in the chat on the Zoom, and then I'm going to copy and paste it over for all of you that are out on our live feed for all the different channels. Is if you want to know more information about the Mentor Studio, what it's all about, who we are, and how we come together as a like-minded community, because some of our core values are about loyalty and dedication and commitment and serving of each other. You can have direct access. All you have to do is text the word TMS to 26786 to learn a little bit more about the Mentor Studio and see if it might be a place for you that you might want to learn about, be a part of, and grow and magnify yourself as well. Now, I've never known anybody to know Bill 16 years, but you have, which that just totally impresses me because I've known Bill for the last several years. So tell me, what are some of the key pieces that you've learned from him? Power Team, he was your first mentor. Tell us, what was that like?
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to have to be honest and say there's not enough time on this Zoom to talk about all the wonderful things that David and I learned and observed and grew because of Bill and Power Team International. One of the things that I love about Bill and his programs and his company that I didn't know at the beginning was that he actually does stay with the flows and ever-changing, business world. There's a lot of people out there that were great at one time, but then are stuck in their time. Bill is not that. That's an amazing thing that if you guys at all have not taken any of Bill's courses or Bill's Power Team International programs, just know, like, you got what's hot now. You don't have the 15-year-old old stuff that worked back then. So that's one. Two, David and I, we had, it's not 16 years of consistent being around Bill or his teams or his people. So there was sometime in our 16 years that we were doing other things. Bill was still there for us. And I don't mean like, we would ever use him for, because I think that's important too. Like if I'm not a paid client of his, I don't expect, to get a text back of like, hey, do you have any advice for this? So I'm very, I think that kind of space is very important to hold, But what I'm saying is that during the time that we weren't a part of his programs, Bill was still like a part of our lives. Bill didn't just give us, time of day because we were in his programs or traveling, like we were on his speakers tour one year, where we went on stages. That is so important and so rare. Like that is who David and I are. And that is who we hang out with, is people like that. Like just because, insert a name isn't a part of Ultimate Achievers doesn't mean that I am not clapping and cheering them on and wishing them well and staying engaged and communicate with the time that I have, of course, to do that with people that I am not working on one-on-one. But that's a huge thing. And I think that's a separator, that's a separator of great leadership. So that's two. Gosh, Bill's just well connected. Let's be honest. Bill has some great connections, and Bill, if you are of service and not like a vampire, if you will, of leveraging his network, he will be very good to you. So that's the other thing. Bill is an amazing, well-connected person. Right. And that is because he's a good person to them. So that's why they're connected. It's like that law of reciprocity.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so to learn more about Power Team USA, to learn a little bit more, all you have to do is text the word WIN to 26786. And of course, you can grab some free gifts when you do that. And you know what? I like free gifts. I love free gifts. But anyway, the reason why I was asking Alyssa some of these questions is because I wanted you out here on the live stream to know and to see and to understand the quality of the organizations that are bringing you Speakers Theater, who they are. They truly have a heart of service, what some of their core values are, how they show up in the world, how they're sharing their areas of expertise with everybody. So definitely take advantage. Text TMS to 26786 and text the word WIN to 26786 and see how these communities can show up and to help you grow with everything that you want to be doing. And of course, because we're always of service, we're here at Speakers Theater, and we are live streaming on 9 different channels live. I'm sharing comments, and we are in a build because here our goal is we're going to be streaming on a TV channel that we have for our Business Success Network for all of this that's coming. So definitely join the stream, go to powerteamusazoom.com, join here on the Zoom. You're going to be able to share what's coming up next, our shameless promotion, your 30 seconds about you and how people can connect with you. Well, I am sharing all of the comments over here in the live stream. So the speakers, the podcasters can connect, the promoters, all of the other people that might be out there watching, that are watching, can get in touch with you. And it's always just about being a service, because as Bill always says, your story is too big to play small. So it's time to get that out there. And this is just one of the services that we have, Power Team and Mentor Studio, to bring that all to you. All right, Michael, how is everybody doing in those breakout rooms?
They're doing really well, actually. There's a ton of interaction, and both rooms asked for about 5 more minutes. I said, no worries. So we're going to come back live. You guys are live, but we're going to bring them back in 4 minutes now.
Okay, so we have 4 more minutes out here on the live stream sharing with everybody. And Jonathan, where you've been out here hanging out with us and listening to this discussion, share a few of your thoughts. And unmute yourself.
There you go. I just love hearing, the different people and the different voices. And when you really study success, and this is what I did. Again, I said before about I spent 20 years in Hollywood, knew a lot of rich, miserable people. And when we talked, you have your 4 pillars. I have my 4 pillars of self-love. Alyssa had her 3 pillars. When you really study those who have both outer and inner success, where success on paper has matched what they feel like inside, we realize that we're all saying the same things. We might have our different words and obviously our own different way of sharing it with the world. But Alyssa mentioned gratitude. You've mentioned gratitude. Bill Walsh just mentioned gratitude. Like, you ask any successful person on the planet, what's the first thing? What's the one thing you need to do? And the first thing anyone says is you got to be grateful, right? So what stands out to me is if you begin to study success past the numbers in your bank account, you will find everything leads down the same path. And some are in a female voice, some are in a male voice, some are, in an accent like mine, which still has a little bit of my Northeast accent in it. And some are international accents in other languages. But it comes down to the same things. Put on your own oxygen mask first, right? Alyssa said that. Have gratitude and serve as many people as you can. And for me, it's so helpful to hear those words, but in so many different ways, right? Because the first 50 times I heard it, I ignored it, right? And I just started, I was talking to one of my yoga mentors yesterday. Her name's Judith Lasser. She's been teaching for 50 years, one of the top yoga teachers in the world. And she's saying, yeah, what we do is we bang our heads against the wall, and then that doesn't work. We find another wall to bang our heads against, and we just keep banging our heads, hoping something will change around us. When what we need to do is change ourselves. And it took me about 50 times to hear that message, but in different ways, right? So I'm just so appreciative of the different ways in which this message is shared, because one day we can just stop hitting ourselves against the new wall. Although, to be clear, and I told Judith this yesterday, for those of you who know yoga, I'm sure you know her, I think I still have a few walls I'm supposed to be banging my head against, because we all have some growth that we're still doing. But it's so much nicer when we stop banging our head against the wall and have this life of gratitude and put on our oxygen mask first. And once we do that, just go out, serve as many as people as possible. Wake up in the morning, and the first thing you say is, who can I serve today? How can I serve more? How can I serve better? You don't even need to answer the question. The universe provides you the answer when you ask the question. And if we all start waking up that way, man, this would be a whole different world we live in.
Absolutely. And I absolutely agree with that. And so if you're ready to serve, if you want to be served, if you want to know more, all you have to do, again, text TMS to 26786 and text the word WIN. to 26786. You can get connected both with the Mentor Studio and Power Team. And now we're getting ready to bring everybody back from the breakout rooms here. So, Michael, I'm going to turn it right back to you.
You know, it's funny, everybody, as we do this. So I actually ran outside for a second, and I thought, oh, you know, of course, you know, it's the kind of thing in life when you have, Michael got a little bit of a bath, but you know what? Just went with it, turned it back around, and life was good. All right. Am I frozen for a second?
You were frozen for a second. You're back now.
Not for that. That's weird. I've got repeaters on the way, but Comcast said everybody else has ordered them. So here we go, closing the rooms.
All right, and for those of you that are out here on the live stream, just know we're getting ready to move into our shameless promotion segment. So I'll be sharing lots of comments in the different feeds. So if you're somebody out there that want to get connected to a person here, all you have to do is just grab their contact info and reach out to them. And so...
Keep going. Okay, good. All right, wanted to welcome everybody back. Give yourselves a big round of applause, thunderous round of applause. If you don't know who I am because you just jumped on, maybe we got the team here. We got myself, we got Alyssa, we've got Jonathan, we've got Donna. Donna's our lead trainer, and we have way too much fun, as we say. Way too much fun, way too much fun. And so what we're going to do now is they just did a masterminding. So if you just came on now, you missed the masterminding. Also wanted to let everybody know that, again, I spoke around the world. We have about 300 live events. Oh, here we go. The other thing too is we are offering one of our really compatriots business partners and he's a platinum partner with Tony, and he travels the world, and his wife has an amazing VA company. We're going to have them talk after the shameless promotion because we always do that first, but just drop your link in the chat anyway, just in case you have to go for whatever reason. We want to make sure you guys get the invite for this amazing course coming up literally tomorrow, and it's virtual, so no matter where you are, it doesn't matter. He's dropping the link in right there. It is a gift from Power Team, ourselves at the Mentor Studio, and from Cease and Phyllis. Just amazing. So keep what you do off this until it's your time to shamelessly promote. We'll teach you guys how to do it. If the chat changes in any way, I will stop the chat, and that would be a shame, because here's what's going to happen. Don't put your information in there yet, people, or I will bounce you off the call. And I have no problem doing that since we have 200 calls a year. So what's going to happen is you're going to shamelessly promote yourself. Here's what you're going to do. You get 20 seconds, and Jonathan's the timekeeper. When he says you're done, you're done. What you get to do is you say, my name is. Today I'll do Mentor Studio. Last week I did Power Team. My name is Michael Silvers, partner of the Mentor Studio. We bring you your message around the world, and we help promote those that are less, fortunate than we are. So we work with villages, communities, and we do worldwide. My business partner is Tony Robbins, and vice president for 18 years. So we're well connected. My other business partner is Mr. Bill Walsh at Power Team, and we have about 300 live events a year. So you've got about 20 seconds, and I'm going to go to my headset too. That will just drive it. I'm going to turn back to my headset here as we do, because this section moves so fast, we want to drop that. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to turn this off. There we go. Bye. There we go. All right. Am I still live here? Can you hear me, Donna? Put your hand up, Donna.
Yes,
Jump up and down, yes. Donna. Okay, good. All right. So you get 20 seconds. After your 20 seconds, you may post one time in the chat your name and how to contact you. What you're not doing is, this is not about putting people in your business. This is about getting your information and name. Now, if you're a podcaster, because we have a podcasting division that's launched pretty strong from a group here. We have a group in Australia. We have a group all over the world, England. I could keep going on and on. If you're a podcaster and you want guests, you do that in there. Whatever it is, if you want to be on podcasts, this is your time to let people know this is what I talk about. I'd love to be on podcasts, so you can look for that. And it makes a difference as you really move forward. We have the direct link for the business Here's the business. There we go. The business boot camp by so I want you guys, he'll be talking actually. Here's what happens. 20 seconds. My name is, here's what I do. Here's what I'm looking for. So that way you can actually get people and then put your contact information in the chat. And then we've got amazing training for you. We'll be done at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so if you want to speak and this is your time, under reactions at the bottom, raise your hand. If your hand's raised, I'll let you go. If your hand's raised, I'll let you go. Your name, your business, and how to get in touch with you. If you're a podcaster, speaker, or trainer, and you need people on your stage, you want to be on other people's stages, let us know too. We do have 300 stages a year, 200 hours of virtual. We do a ton. We have 300 live hours. I think, God, last week we had like 8 events. It was just crazy. Plus, then you include all our business partners and our partners around. I don't know how many events we even had. It was pretty amazing. And we do have a health and wellness division. We do have a podcasting division. We do have, obviously, the speakers, the trainers. All right, everybody, stop posting your stuff in there or you're about to get bounced off this call.
I just want to add here, Michael, if I can, after you're done talking, post your info in the chat. Don't post any comments in the chat. Only after you're done talking, post your info in the chat so it's nice and clean and people can get that info afterwards.
Yep. Make sure that you raise your hands for this part. Your hands need to be up. If for any reason you're on your phone, you can't, we'll have you go last. You can wave at me frantically, and that's a good way to do it, but not yet. And then if your camera's not on, I'm not going to put you on. If your camera's not on, I'm not going to put you on. I'll let you guys know that right away. I want to see who you are. If you have a problem with your camera, then you can let me know in the chat, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody good to go? They're ready? I know it's tough. Look, I've emceed the biggest stages on the planet. I pulled off the biggest speakers. I have no problem with bouncing anybody. We're here to be a team and family and work together because you're going out to 9 channels right now as we do this. So, Kevin, I'm bouncing you off. That's the 3rd time I've worn this, and you are going bye-bye. See, Donna, this is the fun I get. There we go, gone. Okay. Not home and cameras and connecting. No worries. Thank you so much for letting us know. So the person I just bounced out, I'm going to remove out of the room and they can't rejoin the call. Okay, no, I don't need to report. Zoom is really funny. Do you want to report that person? You know, unless you're taking your clothes off in front of our camera and something like that, you know, we'll talk about that another day. All right, here we go. First up, give everybody a thunderous round of applause. Shameless promotion, 20 seconds, you're off. Let's give it up for Mr. And make sure you turn your mic on when I mention your name. Don't spend 20 seconds. People too. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's give it up for Albert Corey.
Hey everybody, my name is Albert Corey. I'm looking for people for my new show, Business Owners. Do you complain you don't have any money? My information will be in the chat below. Sorry, trying to point the wrong direction.
All right, let's give it up for Albert. By the way, we do a lot of stuff with Albert, a lot of business. He runs a lot at the Mentor Studio for us. He's done 95,000 tax returns. He also knows how to do digital online marketing. He's worked with the best on the planet. You just got to get in touch with him when he posts that in there. All right, that was Mr. Albert. We're lowering your hand. Let's give it up. She travels the world. She takes her family wherever. You never know where they're going to be. She is just a driving force in the VA world. Let's give it up for Phyllis Song.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Phyllis. I am everybody call me the Queen of Virtual Assistants. I'm currently in Dallas, not in Philippines, but I help you hire a lot of Filipino virtual assistants so that you can do it all without doing it all. Because most business owners, the reason why they fail on their first year is because they're trying to do everything themselves and they fail miserably because you're supposed to only do what you're good at, not what you're bad at. My ask is if you have any questions about how to use virtual assistant, give us a call, schedule a call when I put in the information, because I really believe that,
Time.
Make the dream work. Thank you.
Oh, let's give Phyllis a thunderous round of applause. And we use actually a lot of Phyllis's services. So let me tell you, the greatest thing about having a VA is not only that they can take stuff off your plate, but actually they're trained so well, they know what they're doing and they understand because they're entrepreneurs themselves. And that's the only people that Phyllis brings into the system. So thank you, Phyllis. You're just amazing. All right. Now usually I'll just do first names. It's just so much easier that way because that way I don't mess it up as bad as it should be. So let's give it up for Liz.
Sorry, I accidentally posted my stuff earlier. My name is Liz Angeles. I'm from Santa Monica. I own Just What You Need. We're holistic healing and 5-star massage. I'm looking for anybody who's sick, sore, in pain, just wants to be taken out of their body. We're just here to help, and we can connect you to any sort of health and wellness thing that you might need. I'm constantly looking for new awesome things to share.
Fantastic. Go ahead and post your stuff in there again also. That's okay. And Liz, do you do with people that are in your community, or do you also do virtual?
I have got people that can do virtual. Yes, for sure.
Okay, great. And do you ever also speak on podcasts or training or anything like that?
I have, but not a lot. I'm looking to do more. I just
All
met
right.
Bill Boss over the weekend, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, Bill's amazing, isn't he? So I know Bill a long time. We used to put him on stage. We put him on stage for years. He's amazing. All right, I talk to Bill every day, actually. All right, you're the best, Liz. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much.
You're welcome. All right, everybody grab Liz's information. She'll be down there. You guys are awesome. I'm going to lower her hand. And now, bounce. And I know some of you, that's why I can do a little more. As I get to know you guys over time, I'll always get more personal. Jumping up and down, exercising, eating well, and feeling good, and making sure your system is doing what it needs to do. Let's give it up for Jessica.
Awesome. My name is Jessica Brothers. I am a human biologist in the genetics field. Over 20 years, a certified in integrative nutrition and expert health strategist. My team and I help people nationwide to achieve their optimal health simply and naturally so that you can feel more powerful, healthy, and ageless. And it's literally just a 60-second swab away. My ask is you can reach out on my social media and have a free 15-minute consultation to see if how we heal will help you as well. Thank you.
Awesome. You are the best. Let's give it up for Jessica. Amazing. She'll put her information. Make sure, don't forget, everybody, post yourself in the chat. Now, the man is driving, the man is sitting, the man is in his car. I can tell these kind of things because even with a blur, it's great. Let's give it up for coming from you live. And I haven't seen you for a long time. Let's give it up for Ron. You're on mute, Ron.
Unmute yourself, Ron.
How am I doing?
Now you're good. Good. Go, Ron. You got 20 seconds.
We good?
You're good.
My name's Ron Hillman. I live in Manhattan, New York, and Las Vegas, Nevada. And at the moment, for the last few years, I've been promoting a residential cruise ship that is much like real estate. You can use it, rent it, sell it. We go around the world every 3.5 years. My ask is looking for people to help me promote it. And if you have some money and would like one for yourself, we have studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms.
That's
I'll put my
20
stuff in.
seconds.
There we go.
All right, Ron.
Thank you.
Ron, can you put your information in the chat too? Make sure they have a way to reach you, okay? Because
If you say please.
they're going to hold the chat if I say please. That's right. You're good. All right, fantastic. Jonathan, can you take over just for 1 second? That would be fantastic. Keep it rolling.
I got it. All right, Hala, we know you don't have your camera on. You have a problem with your camera. You are up next. If you can unmute yourself.
Thank you for your time. It's Hale, like hallelujah. I'm a holistic influencer. Anything from reverse aging, feeling good, feeling joyful, any product, any transition you want to do into holistic. I conquered my own Hashimoto, autoimmune, menopause, and asthma naturally. So I'm your person if you need any transition into the holistic.
Thank you for that. And when you hear, when you hear the duck, that's my timer. Michael wanted a really obnoxious timer, so it is the duck. When you hear the duck quacking, that is your 20 seconds. All right. Thank you, Hala. And next we have up Eric.
Hey, hi everyone. My name's Eric Holtz. I'm one of the co-founders of the Coach First Marketplace. I'm a done-for-you course hosting platform. No learning required. What I'm looking for is coaches that have courses that are just frustrated. They don't know where to go. They want to get the course out there. So we turn your technology pain into revenue gain. And I'm going to throw my information in chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. And Eric works a lot with the Mentor Studio, so he's really helping us out a lot here. So thank you, Eric. And next we have, Michael's back. You want to take it over?
No, keep going. You're doing
All right.
great. Give it up. And by the way, everybody, because Jonathan downplays it a lot, but he did run one of the top music services back in the 80s and 90s. So this man has interviewed more people that I have ever known, all the big stars, everybody. And he's so unassuming, and he's here to be of service. So give that a round of applause. Go ahead, Jonathan. Keep going.
Thank you for that. All right, Christine, you are next. Unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christine Stokes, and I am the co-creator of Miss Fabulous Pageants. We have a pageant coming up December 4th. We basically help women of all ages find their fabulous inside and out, a very huge women's empowerment self-development group. We're always looking for joint ventures, contestants 100%, sponsors, and partnerships, and anywhere you can add value to help our women find their passion, purpose, and power.
Awesome. Thank you
Did I get the 20
so
seconds?
much. That was perfect timing. I couldn't even
December
hit it
4th,
before.
guys.
That was perfect. And for those of you that just went in, say it. So Christine, put your information in the chat. Eric, you got your, okay, so everyone's getting their information in the chat. Okay, and remember, no comments in the chat other than your information after you are done speaking. Danny, I'm guessing your name's really Danny, but Danny, you are next.
Okay, my name is Danny Gardner. My company is Karis Consulting. I look for companies specifically in the food business that's looking to develop products and manufacture products and get those products to the retail, food service, and the institutional marketplaces.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Now, just I'm going to jump in quickly. Danny, for the food service, are you looking for any type of particular food, either organic, non-organic, any type of homegrown? What are you looking for?
Well, we don't really care what type of
What's
food
your great
it
market?
is.
What's your niche market? Right.
The niche market is bakery.
It is
My
bakery.
niche market is bakery, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, great.
If
we'll reach out
you
to
want to
people.
connect with
Okay,
me
great.
after Danny, I know one of the top people in Dallas who helps run the consumer packaged goods group up there, and he's a mentor to a lot of businesses. So if you want to connect with him, let me know. I'll connect with you afterwards. Okay? So reach out.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay.
Okay, that's
All
what
right, Denise,
you guys are here. You got that? You never know who's going to know who. You just never know. All right, keep going, Jonathan.
Denise.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Denise Gibson. I'm with Maryland. I want to get on people's stage to talk about empowering women, take back their power from abuse, rape, discouragement, depression, and that's what I would like to do. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Denise. Such important work. Thank you for being here. Coach Jim, you are next.
Always great to be here. Jim Foster. I coaching, mentoring, speaking, and I work with employees who want to fire their boss and start their own business. I take them through the 6 fundamentals so they can find success right out the gate without spending tons of money doing so.
I love that. Fire your boss. That is perfect. So everyone, remember, after you're done speaking, Jim, you put your information in, but Denise and Danny, make sure you put your information in the chat there so those who want to reach out to you are able to. We have Jennifer. You are next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Sebastian, right here in Arizona. I'm looking for an investor. I buy big apartment. If you want to know more, I'll put all the information in the chat box and we can connect. I also have a meetup right here in Arizona, teach people how to do financial freedom. Let the money work for you instead of working for the money. Thanks.
Awesome. Let money work for you. Thank you, Jennifer. Put your information in the chat. We appreciate that. Lee, you are up.
Hi, my name is Lee Erickson, and I help New York Times bestselling authors and speakers create 5, 6, and 7-figure sales funnels. I offer a free half-hour one-on-one marketing and funnel discovery session where we'll identify how you can engage your customers for greater success and where you might be leaving money on the table. Clients have said this is the most important half hour in all their marketing, so my information's in the chat. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Just letting everybody know, too, Lee's actually a new one of our elite members over at the Mentor Studio, and he's actually going to help us with work on some of our funnels. So we're so glad he's here and so glad he's on. So give Lee and everybody a round of applause. Is Jonathan doing a great job? Back to you, Jonathan.
Yes. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you so much, Lee. Your information is down there. Thank you. And who do you have here next? Carl, you are up. Unmute yourself.
All right. How you doing? My name is Carl Smith. Safely. I'm a speaker, trainer, and founder of Next Level Success. And at Next Level, what we do is empower entrepreneurs, business and sales professionals with the knowledge, the tools, the resources they need to take their businesses to the next level and become leaders in their field. We've worked with small business owners, home business owners, even major corporations doing hundreds of millions in revenue. And we're constantly putting on live training events and coaching programs to help people excel in their field. So if you want to get in contact with me, reach me at ksmith360.com. I'll leave that in the chat as well.
All right, do it when it's safe, or say it one more time, and maybe Donna, can you put it in? How do they reach you, Carl?
Fantastic. At ksmith360.com. KSMITH 360.com.
All right, so maybe Donna, if you're able to put that in, otherwise I'll try and get that in later. Thank you so much, Carl. Eduardo, you are next. Unmute yourself, Eduardo.
All right.
All good.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eduardo. I'm a private chef. I'm a chef that has over 3 years of experience, and I specialize in plant-based food. I am about to launch my first membership, in which I'm going to teach people how to prepare vegetables in an amazing way that are flavorful and that even non-vegan eaters would love to eat. So I'm looking for people to help me promote it, people that just want to learn. Thank you.
Awesome, so important. I love that.
I'm gonna jump in again. Yeah, I know you would. So Eduardo, just letting you know, have you been on? First of all, are you a member of the Mentor Studio? No, that's a no. Okay, so we gotta have Donna reach out to you, because we could have you actually on a lot of podcasts. And one of my friends runs a chef show out of England. And what they do is they're always looking for great guests. But we have a lot of people in your industry, and in that industry, if you're starting, you want to get on as many podcasts as possible, because that's another 1,000 to 10,000 people that know who you are all of a sudden. So we could definitely work on that. So I'll have Donna take your information down. She'll reach out to you, and then we'll see if we can work together. How's that sound?
Michael, he is. I would love that. Thank you.
Michael, he is through us.
He is. Oh, so you don't know it yet, but you actually are a member of the Mentor Studio, and we will take care of you, because that's really that plant-based, and Cease will tell me a little more about you, and we'll get to know you, but that goes in that whole health and wellness side, Cease. Does that make sense? But I know people who have big shows in the food industry, and I think that's about to blow up again. So it'll be great. All right, let's just keep going. We got one more, and then we'll move on.
Thank you so much, Eduardo.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate that. All right, I might be saying your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Ardina, you are next, and correct us with your name if I said it wrong.
That's okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Ardina Brooks. I'm the founder of Designs by Ardina. I'm a co-author, I'm a speaker, and I'm a digital artist in the city of Inglewood. Did I say that? I create legacy art by bringing life to photos so that you can continue telling your stories and pass them on from generation to generation, because if you don't, then who will? I'm always looking for speaking engagements, and I get 30-minute free consultation.
Thank you so much. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Everyone who shared, please make sure your information is in the chat. It was so great to hear from everyone and people doing so many different things. Michael, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, fantastic. I want to give everybody a thunderous round of applause. You guys give yourselves a big round of applause. It's great. So make sure that everybody saves the chat. So make sure that everybody saves the chat, because that's where you're going to make the contacts. Please, please, please. This is not about, oh my God, join my business. This is about how can I be of service to you? And then if they have something that you want, trust me, that's how you build the relationships long term. And when it comes to relationships, this gentleman I'm about to bring up, let me tell you, it's power time, because I met him through a power team event. But he's also big on the other side, which is the Platinum Partnership. And since my business partner co-created that with Tony Robbins, that's her heart. That means so much to her. But what he's offered to the students has been tremendous. And he's giving all this free, it's not free, don't like that word, complimentary content, which will help drive your business. And he's always of service. He always gives about 2,000 things more than you could even use, but then he shows you how to frickin' use them. He puts it together at the back end. He just doesn't leave you out there, which is so big now in today's world because we've put all the greatest on the stage. And it's always an issue with those out there about just letting people go. And he gives you the sequence, the plan, and what to do next in real time because he does it himself. So without any further ado, we're going to turn over the stage. You've got about 15 minutes, buddy, because what you got to say is always critical. Let's give it up for Cease Sabah.
Thank you. Can you make me a co-host, somebody, please?
Yeah, and I'll also I'm gonna spotlight you with that. Now we'll leave you in the group because we do like the group together. Did you make him a co-host or should I grab him?
I'm working on it.
Okay, so today I'm gonna teach you guys how to build a taco. Is that okay?
All right, you're
okay. So we're talking about food. I always get hungry when Eduardo's on, so I always get hungry. So yeah. So who likes taco? Everybody should raise their hand, right? Everybody loves tacos. All right. So here is what I really mean by that, though, guys. Like I'm not gonna sit here and teach you how to actually build a taco. I'm gonna help you build a business that follows this framework that I created called TACO, right? And TACO stands for this. TACO stands for a business that you can actually go and build. And if you do it this exact way, you can generate the type of revenue or income that I just did on my last launch. And every single launch that we've done, right? Everything that I'm going to share with you today is not theory. These are things that I do, right? On my last event launch I just did with a coaching and a training mastermind, we're just almost 3 months now. We've acquired 26 students, generated $125,922, right? And I want to share that with you. Is that okay if I share that with you? Yes? Awesome. All right. So this is not theory. Like I said, this same exact system allows us to basically walk across the stage and win our 2 Comma Club Award at ClickFunnels, generate the type of money we want to generate at the same time, work with clients that we love working with, and allows us to essentially go where we want, when we want, stay as long as we want, bring as many people as we want. Does that everybody want the same thing? Yes? All right, perfect. Okay, so this is what I call this our 4-step online business success framework. So I've heard a lot of people on this call talking about they want to launch their business online. They want to be a coach, consultant. They want to run events. They want to help empower women. They want to help people, with investments or get their service out there, create a course. This works for every single one of you guys on this call, okay? The TACO stands for this. T stands for traffic. A stands for add value. C is for core offer. And O is for outcome. And I want you to write it on a piece of paper just like this. Traffic, add value, core offer, outcome. Put a little box on the right side because we're going to really go dive into it, right? So, okay, so let's go backwards. So for me, right, when I create an offer, every single offer, otherwise I do not do it, every single offer that I make has to at least generate me $1 million. Otherwise, I will not do it, okay? Generate $1 million. So 2 Comma Club Award, that's what I want to win every single time, every single offer. So with that being said, you have to know what your outcome is in your business. Whether you have a course, you're running an event, you have a program, you have a service, it does not matter. What is your outcome? That's where it's got to start. And then from there, you decide, okay, if I want to make $1 million, $250,000, $500,000, then you basically walk through how many clients you have to serve based on your core offer's price. So in my case, one of my offers is $49.97. It's an annual mastermind where the value of it is so ridiculously that you feel guilty not buying. Okay, so we're not going to talk about this here. So one of my core offers is $49.97. So that means to me, I need to make sure that I acquire at least 200 clients, right, at $49.97 to reach my $1 million. That's what I focus on. Okay, so if you look at it as a map, this is exactly what it looks like. At the very bottom there, you'll see core offer. So to come into our 7 Figures Expert community, it's $49.97. If I acquire 200 clients at $49.97, I'll make $1 million or $999,400. I'll put an extra $600 in that, right? $1 million. That's it. So now I have to be in a position to actually make that offer. So where do I make it? Okay. So which is where the add value comes in. So I don't like selling. I actually love when people buy from me. You hear what I said? I don't like selling, but I love when people buy from me. And what I mean by that is I am a big believer that you should add value first. Always add value first. So what do? Well, I look at my add value. I want to be in a room with my ideal client, whether it's on stage, on a webinar, or virtual, it doesn't matter. At a luncheon, at breakfast, it doesn't matter. If I'm in front of my ideal clients, I'm in front of I get 1,600 people to register for my 2-hour intensive, which I'll show you guys in a little bit here. And 50% show, which means I'm in front of this coming year. If I fast forward to October of next year, if I'm in front of 800 my ideal clients, and I set a goal of, hey, conservatively, I'll acquire 25% of them. That's my conversion rate. It's higher than that, but I set a conservative conversion rate because I'm converting about 32% right now. So that means if I get in front of my ideal clients, 800 of them, I should be able to acquire 200 students at $49.97, make my $1 million. Does this make sense, everybody? Right? So if you look at the map, this is exactly what it looks like. So this is just on one of my traffic sources. So I run a 2-hour intensive, and my $1 million is just on that one thing. I have other things that I do, but I'm not counting the numbers for that at all. When I do my 4-hour summits, that's a whole different traffic source. That's a whole different number that I'm going to calculate. But this is just for my 2-hour intensives. I run them 3 times a month, so every 10 days, and I go live. And I add value. I teach people how to launch their business, go through my 7 steps, how to create offers, how to basically take what they love, their passion, their expertise, and turn it into an offer that wins in the marketplace, right? And hit your goal. So I teach you that in a 2-hour intensive. Then I feel that I am now qualified to make an offer. Otherwise, I shouldn't make an offer. So I add a ton of value to free training. People come, they get their minds blown, and then I make the offer, and then people buy, right? So if I can get 1,600 people register and 800 people in front of me, acquiring 25%, I'll acquire 200 students, okay? Which then goes to traffic. So I have to require 1,600 people to register at all times. So I have my traffic sources. So if you look up on top, then you figure out your job is, once you create your offer, your outcome that you want, your job then is, and put yourself in a position to actually be in front of your ideal clients and add value to them and acquire them. Your job as a business owner is only 2 things, guys. If somebody calls you and asks you for your business plan from now on, you say, yeah, my business plan is very simple. My job is to sell clients, get clients, and keep clients. That's it. That's my business plan. Get clients and keep clients. So for me, getting clients, I look at 24 different traffic sources that I have here, right? A book is a traffic source. Giving a free launch funnel is a traffic source, right? Having affiliates who I give away 100. If you affiliate brings 150 students to us, we buy them a brand new Maserati. Quattroporte, $125,000 car, 4-door, pick your color, build it from scratch. Quattroporte GT, right? Pick your colors. So we do that. So affiliates will bring business our way. We'll do sales booths. We'll do free 1-hour masterminds. Those are all different traffic sources for me to add value. And then after I add value, I invite them to more value to my 2-hour intensive. That's where I make my offer. Does this make sense? So your business is the exact same way, guys. Every single one of you guys here. Whether you're selling a digital product, a physical product, a service, you want to have a course, doesn't matter. Start with your outcome. Figure out what your core offer is. And then put yourself in a position to add value to your ideal clients. Add value. Give. Serve people. Even if they don't buy, that's okay. Guess what? They come on a couple, 2, 3 times, 4 times, 7 times like Eduardo did, and then he buys on his 7th time. Does that make sense? Because you're always adding value to people. And that should be your intention. It's not even to sell people, right? I created these 2-hour intensives, these 4-hour summits, these 8 hours, really just to add value to people. And people come, and then they bring other people. And then they come the 2nd time and 3rd time, and they're like, I've come 2, 3 times, and keep getting something more and more. And I haven't executed myself. I need somebody's help to execute. You're my guy, then they buy. Sometimes they don't buy the first time. That's okay. Right? Does that make sense? And then all your job is to just find all the different traffic sources to drive traffic, drive your ideal clients to that decision. I look at it, traffic is this way. Once you create all your core offer, you are the secret service. You are the head of the secret service, and your job is to navigate the president, which is your ideal client, to a safe place. In my case, it's directing that traffic to my 2-hour intensive so that they're safe and I can add value to them and make an offer. Is this making sense? That's the mindset you should have, okay? So follow the taco model, you'll explode your business, and it literally is that simple. So thank you very much for having me on.
All right, fantastic. Give a thunderous round of applause. You are amazing. Go ahead, drop your link in there again to make sure that they have it. And let me tell you, everybody, this is something that, drop your link in there. You want to be there because we actually sent a lot of students through this, and it just gave them clarity. Who wants more clarity? Raise your hand if more clarity is a good thing. And, with what CESE has done and what they've developed and built, he's also part of what he does with his wife, Phyllis, is they're constantly in masterminds. They're constantly in other networking groups. They just finished John Melichek's group. John, well, they are, wherever there's a mastermind or somewhere to learn from, they're there. And what that means is that not only are they learning, that they're actively, obviously, using it within their businesses, because if you look at their businesses and what it's done, those are the kind of people that we're always going to bring to you to present. These are people who are actively doing what they say they're going to do, but giving a system or giving a way for you to actually feel better, be healthier. I mean, look, we talked to Eduardo today, right? He'll help you eat better. He's going to show you a better way to do this. We talked to Albert. It's about those taxes. It's about that other side. We talked to, Jonathan, what he's created. Donna with Financially Fit. It's all these, Lee with Beyond. I could go on and on and on. But, it's all these people who bring you those things that you can absolutely take, use, and move forward with it, and that makes a huge difference, and that is just huge. Eric with Coachwares, he's going to do our virtual cafe. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I could just go around this mountain over and over, but it's how you're going to use it, how you're going to make the connections, and here's how I make a connection. I always say, how can I be of service? I don't tell them about my business. I don't jump in anything else, and it makes it really simple. So he's offering a course complimentary for you to take. Here's what people do. See, so I find this funny too. Well, he's gonna sell me something. Darn right, he's gonna sell you something, right? But in your mindset, you go, bring it on. Because if someone's gonna offer me 3 days, whether I do something or not, I'm gonna walk away with a bigger community, what I've learned, how I'm going to use it, and if it speaks to me, I'm gonna join it. Is there any other way that we look? When you go to a sports game, right? Do you go to the counter up to get a hot dog or a hamburger? I know Eduardo, don't listen to us right now, but a hamburger or a hot dog or French fries or whatever it is. And do you say, oh, they're going to sell me something? No, it's something that you've invested in because you want, and you go ahead and do it. So everybody give CESE a big thunderous round of applause. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We have just a little bit of time left, and I'm going to jump in here because there were some questions actually earlier. Phyllis, can you do a 5-minute on VA? There were some questions earlier about VA, and they went real fast. And some people private messaged me they're still, can you in 5 minutes, just why a VA, what the difference is between your VAs, and these were people saying, but I've tried a VA before, and they didn't get my business. It was more work for me than it was worth. Can you do just about a 5-minute on that? That would be great. And then just put your information in.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invitation. Well, again, I'm the Queen of Virtual Assistant. The reason why I jump on to be that is because my friend told me, Phyllis, you need to do this because you have a superpower. And for me, it is so easy that I don't think it was my superpower. But then I realized that I've been in the world for, my mom actually helped Filipino get a job in Singapore since I was born. So I'm really good at what I do without knowing that I was in the area. The number one reason why virtual assistant doesn't necessarily work is because culturally we're different, right? Most of us are in America. I live here, for 20 years. We tend to be very positive, right? Entrepreneur, you just like go big or go home. And most entrepreneur, you're driven, you're fast. You don't really tell people a lot of details, but a lot of times we expect people to know how to read our minds. Like, well, how come you don't understand me, right? But at the same time, virtual assistant, a lot of them are from Asian country. They're very submissive. They're like, I shouldn't be asking you any question, because in their culture is don't ask question, just follow. So then you can see the difference between the culture different, right? One is ask as many questions as you possibly can. Let's fail forward, right? It's okay to fail, right? The other culture is don't ask me any question, because if you ask me a question, you're dumb, or you're gonna get fired. So then with this two culture, and a lot of time we don't know what we don't know, because they don't know this what your expectation is, and you don't know that they don't know how to ask questions, and you combine the two together, what is that called? It's a disaster. That's the reason why most of the time it doesn't work, because they don't work. Right. Another thing too, like just kind of what Michael was saying, right? As an entrepreneur, in order for you to grow your business, you constantly go to mastermind, you constantly attend classes, you get yourself very smart, because that's the only way, right? In order for you to grow so fast, that's the only way. However, your virtual assistant or your assistant that you're working with in your office, chances is they do not attend those classes that you attend. So your brain has been growing so fast, but your assistant or your virtual assistant don't. Then you just start to have the gap, and the gap will get bigger and bigger, and you get frustrated, and at the end you say, well, it doesn't work, because they are not as smart as I thought they are. But the truth is, because you grow to be smarter, and they are still there, because doing all the basic fundamental, right? And this is the reason why I was here. I'm here to help you close the gap, because I love teaching, and educating the virtual assistant, so that they are doing a really, really amazing job. And they understand how to work with entrepreneur, because we speak differently. Okay, we speak differently. We don't speak the regular human language, actually. We speak the boss language. You're supposed to know everything that I want you to do without attending classes, and do not ask me any question. Right? That's where the disasters start. And then obviously we will come in to tell you, hey, I think you need to tell them about this. Or we'll tell the VA, hey, you need to watch out for this. And you have to tell your business owner this one amazing thing, okay? Boss, I don't know what I don't know. Okay? If you don't remember anything that I said, just put it down. I don't know what I don't know. So then they remind you that I really don't know what you want me to do. Then you can tell them, more about this. So then, we can really close it down a little bit more. And another reason why virtual assistant doesn't necessarily work too is you don't know who you need to hire. You do not know usually who you need to hire, because you're so busy. You just want somebody that can solve your problem, but you forgot to think about, are you looking for them to complete you or the same as you? Do you want certain criteria, or do they just want a job because they need money, right? So we eliminate all that from you too, because we want to make sure that we find somebody that's really good at what they do, right? And know exactly what you want and can deliver. Right? So we kind of help you close the gap. But again, if you're not using me, right, which you should, right? If you're not using me, that's what you want to look for. Are you looking for somebody that's just like you? Are you looking for somebody that you just want to complete you, right? What do you want them to do? But last but not least, that, I always tell everybody that I work with is, if you want to make $1 million, right? That means that, and you only want to work 40 hours a week, that means that you're worth $500 an hour. Okay, listen to this, okay? You're worth $500 an hour. So if you're checking your email, if you're doing a Facebook post, if you are, I don't know what else, like sending a text message, right? Sending an invoice, you wonder why you don't make $1 million, because you're doing everything that somebody that's less than $10 can do. So, I wanted to brag about myself a little bit, right? First year in the virtual assistant business, we make $1 million, right? So yay to that, right? We make more than $1 million. And I think that's because, I do it all without doing it all. And I'm really proud that, my virtual assistant can do everything that I do not like to do, so that I can focusing on things that can make me more than $500, or at least things that, I really enjoy doing. And I'll put down, my information down below, and then you can talk to my team. And whatever question that you have, even just a free consultation, let us know. This is where to start. And I really believe that, You know, the reason why you want to be an entrepreneur is because you want freedom, right? You want the freedom of time. You want to do what you want to do, when you want to do, with who you want to do. But most of the time we get stuck because we thought that we need to do everything. Then we're officially a business owner. No, you just got a very busy, expensive job. All right.
Love it. Give Phyllis a thunderous round of applause. And Phyllis, if they want to connect with you, please put your information down there again. If you want to connect with Phyllis, it is great because if nothing else, she'll help you move in a direction, right? It's always about a direction. It's always about how you and really taking that stuff off your plate. So Phyllis, again, thank you so much. Cease, thank you so much for the great presentation. Make sure you drop your course in there again. So some people said if you could do it again because they didn't grab it off the chat. And we're going to shut this down in about 2 minutes, but don't go anywhere because we go together. We go as a team, a family, and we do this together. What's going to happen is we're going to pick a word on 3. I'm going to say, we're going to figure out the word, and I'm going to put the hands together. We're going to get some energy going, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to take it away on the word. We go as one team and one family all the time. For myself at Power Team and the Mentor Studio, I wanted to thank you so much for being here, so much for being part of really what we do. Anybody, if you're posting on there right now, you should not be, or we will not invite you back to the next call. That's just the way it is. We watch all those posts and we actually track names. So only post for the ones who we asked to post in there. So again, I wanted to thank everyone. So Cease and Phyllis, post one more time, please. I wanted to thank you guys so much, and we'll leave it up so people can copy it. That would be fantastic. We're going to go as one team and one family. And everybody pop your mics open. Go ahead, pop your mics open. Nobody else post in the chat. I'm going to shut the chat off. Go ahead. There you go. Warm those hands up, everybody. Warm those hands up. There we go. The chat is off. There we go. Warm those hands up. Here we go. What's the word? What word should we let it go with today?
Love.
Success.
Keep going.
Joy.
Activity.
High inspiration.
Adventure.
Freedom. Passion.
Excitement.
So much. Oh, let's do adventure today. How's that sound? We good with adventure? Are we good? All right, you guys are awesome. For myself, Mr. Bill Walsh, the Mentor Studio, Donna, my team, Jonathan, Alyssa, and everybody else, I want to thank you so much for being on. Let's give it up on 3 for adventure. 1. Adventure is pretty good too, but adventure today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Adventure.
You guys are great. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, same back channel, same. You guys are awesome. And for those of you out on the live stream, join us live next week. You're welcome. You guys are awesome. Join us live next week out at the live stream. We're having a great time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Blessings.